WIFO-FM in Jesup. It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by O'Quinn & Associates, Murphy Builder Supply, Vans Barbecue, and First Southern Bank.
Are you looking for an insurance company that you can call and talk to a live person? Are you looking for an insurance company where you can walk in and talk to an agent? Are you looking for an insurance company that offers multiple companies so they can try and get you the best rate? If you said yes to any of these, then you need to call or come by O'Quinn & Associates Insurance Financial Services. We offer multiple companies so we can find the best fit for you. Give us a call at 385-1000 or stop by our office at 212 South First Street right here in Jesup.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jesup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jesup.
When it comes to barbecue, Vans Barbecue in Jesup is the place to be. A small family-owned business located at 1876 on the Savannah Highway. Vans Barbecue has lunch and dinner special. Stop by or call to make an order. The number to call, 427-3358. Vans Barbecue's new manager is Sarah Van. Vans Barbecue offers potato salad, coleslaw, baked beans, and don't forget their delicious mac and cheese. Also, check out their shrimp plates, the best in town. Yes, when it comes to the barbecue, head to Vans Barbecue, locally owned and operated. Stop by and tell them the Big Dog sent you. Once again, the number to order, 427-3358.
Hi, I'm Raymond Brown.
And I'm Mandy Yeomans. At First Southern Bank, our customers are like family. As a locally owned community bank, we're dedicated to helping our clients succeed.
We have loans for every need, whether it's personal or business. We have lines of credit, auto loans, equipment loans, and of course, we offer mortgages. Stop by our bank or call us at 912-588-1010 and see how First Southern Bank can help you.
Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
The following is an exclusive presentation of Jesup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
The world-famous Butch and Bob Show.
World-famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO, 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio. And on the phone with us right now is Cliff Meidl. He is the Georgia 811 spokesman and safety speaker. Cliff, we've had you on before. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thanks again for having us on. We appreciate that.
All right. So you're going around the state talking to different media to inform folks about safe digging. Is that correct?
Yes. April is Safe Digging Month. All the homeowners, do-it-yourselfers, contractors, they go out, break ground, and so we're out here to make sure that everybody does this safe.
Sounds good. So let's just get into the questions here, and so you can inform folks about safe digging. Why should someone contact 811 before they dig, and tell us what Georgia's 811 is and why it's so important?
Okay, well, one of the most important things is obviously safety. We want to make sure that every individual that's doing any type of digging work around the home, whether it's putting in a fence, sprinklers, mailbox, or whatever it is, that you're digging safely. So what we ask, and it's also Georgia law, is that you call 3 days prior to doing any type of excavation work around your home and notify Georgia 811 of what your dig project is. And as I mentioned before, it's all about making sure that everybody is digging safely and using best practices when they dig. But at the same time, we want to protect underground infrastructure and also make sure that there's no outages to any of the underground utilities that are in the area.
Yeah, that could really upset your neighbors if you're digging and suddenly you cut their water or power off, wouldn't it?
It can, yeah.
All right. What risks are associated with not calling on your dig project?
Well, first risk is injury, personal injury to an individual or maybe even injury to community. We always hear stories of, like, for example, in California, where my neck of the woods are, is that, when there's a huge operator or somebody that's hitting a gas line, or in my story, I hit an electrical line and nearly lost my life. So safety is number one. And then, as I mentioned before, system outages. A lot of us are on the internet, and having any sort of telecommunication lines taken out, that's something that we want to avoid from happening.
Now, you just mentioned the fact that you had an incident years ago. Tell us about your journey to the Olympics and a near-fatal construction digging accident.
Yeah, well, I say it's a shocking story. No pun intended. But
No pun intended, right?
I was working on a construction site at the age of 20, and I was operating a jackhammer, and I ended up jackhammering into this concrete area, and I did not know below the ground were 3 power lines, and I struck all 3 of them with my jackhammer. So I suffered a severe electrical shock. I ended up having a cardiac arrest, but then most of the damages were to both of my legs, where I almost had both legs amputated. But I was very lucky that my mother was able to reach out to a doctor at UCLA named Dr. Malcolm Lesavoy, who's a reconstructive plastic surgeon, and he was able to do his magic and save my legs. And so that was quite an adversity to overcome at the time. But one of the things is that, ultimately I had to get into something because, as I mentioned, I was a young man growing and going through this major adversity where I had to become a man instantly. And one of the things that I did do was I ended up getting into canoe paddling, which also ultimately led me into kayaking. And 10 years after my accident, I was in Atlanta competing at the Atlanta Olympics, and it was one of the most incredible experiences that I've had.
What a story there, Cliff. Now, what type of digging needs to be reported to Georgia 811?
Well, it's a simple thing. I always say if you're going to put a shovel into the ground, you need to call 811. It's the law as well that you have to make that call 3 business days prior to doing any excavation. So simple projects, putting in a fence, planting a tree, installing sprinkler systems, maybe even bigger projects like putting in a pool or doing a mailbox, you need to make that call 3 days before. And so what Georgia 811 does is we reach out to our member utilities, and they will come out and locate if there's any underground utilities. So it's a really easy project. If you were going to, let's say, for example, put in a tree, you would delineate the area where you're going to be planting your tree in white paint, so that way the locator knows where to do his locate. So they will come out, mark the lines, and then we have a positive response system where you could check to make sure that you get the all clear and it's safe for you to dig. And one of the things that a lot of our listeners may be aware of is you're walking down the street, sometimes you see different colors of paint markings on the ground, and those markings have a very specific meaning. And a lot of them, for example, if you see a red marking, that means there is electricity beneath the ground. If you see yellow, that's gas. In green, in orange, is telecommunications. So there's a whole spectrum of colors. They all have a meaning, and we need to be able to respect the underground utilities that are beneath the ground.
All right, I know this is a very simple, easy question, but we want to try and make things elementary here on the Butch and Bob Show. How do I contact 811?
Very easy. So there's 2 ways. You can either call on the telephone by simply dialing the free telephone number 811 on your phone, or you could go to Georgia811.com and do it electronically that way.
Okay, so I call 811 and so forth. How do I know when it's safe to begin my work?
Well, how you know it's safe is first you have to go through the process, do the 3 days, and then you'll notice there'll be some markings that will happen out where you're excavating. But then we have this system called PRIS, which is a Positive Response Information System. So you will check online, and it will give you the all clear that it's safe for you to dig, meaning that all the member utilities came out there, marked the lines, and there's no conflict.
You see when folks, when they put in your satellite system or cable system or anything in the yard, I'm talking about, the utilities out there and the different companies, they automatically call y'all because you see them come out there and you see, so they say they can't do anything until it's approved. Y'all got pretty good working relationships with all these different companies that have to dig in folks' yards?
We do, yes. And one of the good things and why we're here for April Safe Digging Month, it's all about education and awareness. And as you know, we always want to constantly, every year, come out here and make sure that all the DIYers and contractors are calling and making that free call when they do any type of digging projects. In fact, for this whole month of April, you could go onto our website at any time. We have a lot of various different information about 811, some little learning tools that you can go on there, and some educational things, as well as we have a contest where we're giving away 4 $500 gift certificates to either Home Depot or Lowe's, and it kind of makes it a little bit fun where you get to go onto our Facebook page at Georgia 811, or you can go onto our Instagram handle at Georgia 811 Adventures and see if you can have a chance to win.
Oh, just a few incentives there to help folks become safe by putting that money out there. Say, hey, go to our Facebook page or website and have a chance to win these gift certificates. Hats off to these companies that are helping out with that.
Right, and to kind of give a big perspective of it, when you look at it across the entire country, they say approximately every 3 to 6 minutes there's the damage to underground infrastructure. So as our audience knows that we're growing as a nation, there's more infrastructure being put underground. So it really makes it diligent that we're working safe at all times. And at Georgia 811, we have over 840 members, and we take over 1.4 million tickets a year. So you can see how important it is to make sure that everybody goes out there and dig safely.
All right, Cliff Meidl on the phone with us this morning. He's the Georgia 811 spokesman and safety speaker. And so once again, the website for the Georgia 811, what do folks go to learn more about safe digging when they're doing projects on their property, in their yard?
Yeah, go to Georgia811.com or contact 811, again, 3 business days prior to doing your digging work.
Okay, anything else you'd like to add, Cliff?
No, I just want to make sure that everybody is having a safe month, and when they go out there, they dig safely and make sure that they make that contact to us.
Well, Cliff, we appreciate talking to you once again. Good luck with your campaign and promoting safe digging here in the state of Georgia during April, which is Safe Digging Month. And hopefully someone who's listened to this will do that and, be safe. I'm not going to admit that I hit a water line one time, but I may have. Doing a little work in the yard there, a little tilling. I didn't think the pipe was that high up.
All right, well, now you know how important it is.
Yes, I do, Cliff. That was many years ago. In a galaxy far, far away. All right, Cliff, you take care.
I appreciate it.
And safe travels around the state of Georgia, okay?
Thank you very much.
All right, take care. All right.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been...
Once again, that was Cliff Meidl from the Georgia 811 Center, the Georgia 811 spokesman and safety speaker, speaking about safe digging. And so if you've got property or yard, basically, as Cliff says, before you put a shovel down on the ground of any type, call 811 to make sure you're not going to hit electric wire or gas or power or some other utility, some other line or pipe or coax that may be under your yard, because you don't know what's under there. I know, Bob, you don't have to worry about that. You live upstairs in an apartment, so no digging for Bob.
No digging.
No digging. Right. All right. Well, you got something there in front of you. What you want to talk about, Bob?
Well, like I said, we mentioned this yesterday at the school board meeting. They had a presentation from athletic director or assistant athletic director and head football coach J. Bo Shaw emerging in middle school athletics. So I was able to get with him and get with athletic director Justin McDonald and got the presentation that they gave to the board members last night with the pros of the merger. Again, they state the pros are the ability to hire qualified coaches. Right now, they feel in some situations they're hiring chaperones just to always have a certified staff member present. Will help in the development of our student athletes. Will help keep 6th graders from competing against 8th graders. Enhance the feeder system for high school programs. Having a 6/7th grade and 7/8th grade team will help give more 6th, 7th grade athletes opportunities to receive more fundamental coaching and playing time. It eliminates the rivalry, eliminates the problem of one school being substantially better than the other school. They state they've seen athletes get discouraged from participating to the success level. Allows for head coaches at the high school to instill expectations and their vision into one program. It will decrease the number of fundraisers done for athletes at middle school level. Having 2 teams increase the number of games that 6th and 7th grade student athletes will have. Currently, there are no 6th, 7th grade schedules for middle school athletics. Financially, there will be a significant savings. We'll be able to allocate those funds to where they are needed most to help our entire athletic program be successful. It will decrease the number of buses needed for middle school athletics. Again, that's still a big issue. Bus drivers, just can't find many bus drivers nowadays. They state the cons are fixable, logistics, transportation for practice. Facilities would need some improvement. But again, like I said, I got a chance to talk with Coach J. Bo Shaw for the baseball game yesterday, and he and athletic director Justin McDonald like to see this take place at Wayne County merged the two middle schools into a 6th, 7th grade / 7th, 8th grade teams. So
that's a good, points there they were making there. So just saying we
out.
want it, you put out some good reasons why it would be beneficial to the student athletes there at the two middle schools here in Wayne County. So very good points there made by J-Bo.
We'll see how it plays out, but like I said, they haven't made a decision yet. But that's the presentation. That's the wants of the athletic department at this time. It's high school, so we'll see how it plays out. But I appreciate them giving us the PowerPoint presentation. Listed wasn't able to get to the meeting on Tuesday to do the baseball game, but did get the information from both Justin McDonald and J-Bo Shaw.
Kind of hard to disagree with those talking points, Bob. I mean that's some good common sense reasoning right there on why we need to combine the two athletic departments together from the new two middle schools.
Yeah, I said it yesterday. I said it again. Give J-Bo Shaw a lifetime contract. If J-Bo Shaw wants it, I think it's a good thing. So
okay,
our program's in good shape with that, man. Like I said, can't wait for football season. Spring football is going to kick off in May, so always fun talking to J-Bo Shaw. We're just fortunate to have him here.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm sure the school board will take that up again, and they'll follow the advice of J-Bo and the athletic director and combine the two and give these student athletes more opportunity to play, be on winning teams, and learning to play together as a team before they get into the high school sports. 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO. You said you called law enforcement over in Glenn County to find out what's going on with that case on that student that was bullied?
Called my person, contacted GBI too. I mean, they stayed just basically in the hands of the Glenn County Police Department and the district attorney's office. So just hard to believe.
So who will
3
make the
weeks.
decision? Would be the DA's office saying, we got the evidence to go forward?
I would think
what?
the DA's office is the one's going to file the charges. Like I said, the investigation should be turned over to the district attorney's office. The district attorney has to decide what charges, if any, are going to be filed and who's going to be charged. But seems strange. It's been 3 weeks in county and still no one's been arrested with that video and those pictures. Like I said, I talked to both my local sheriffs. We've had Sheriff Mark Mount here not long ago, and I've talked to Chuck Mosley and said, hopefully this happened in Wayne or Appleton County, there'll be some arrests made. They said there would have been arrests made as soon as they got the videos.
Was the DA's office trying to get all the evidence together and make sure that they have a good case there instead of just rushing into something and something may fall through the crack on a technicality?
I just think people need to keep the pressure on. There need to be some arrest. I mean, that was just a sad story what took place from all the reports. I mean,
very sad story. Well, I'm sure justice will come through on this.
Let's hope.
Yep. And so folks will continue to follow that story. He's in rehab right now, thanking everybody for their thoughts, prayers, and concerns. And we wish him the best and justice be served in this particular case.
He's at an out-of-state facility, so like I said, he's no longer in the state of Georgia right now. His family's moved to this facility. They say he's got a long road to recovery, so he's been through an ordeal. So
everything you've seen and heard about that, what an ordeal that kid had to go through.
Hopefully the people responsible will be held accountable, but can't understand why it's taking 3 weeks. That's just me.
Talk to the DA. See, okay, what's going on? I mean, I'm sure that, they're going to say, well, we're trying to put the case together, make sure we get all the T's crossed, I's dotted, and make sure everything's in line before we do that, I would think. But I don't know, Bob. So I haven't talked to any of the sources there, but I know that they're getting, there's pressure coming from everywhere on this. And you got the GBI involved also. It's just not local law enforcement. You got the GBI, FBI, all of them are working on trying to put this case together to make sure that justice is served.
It's not rocket science.
Not rocket science? No. You ever put a case together for a trial?
I'd like to. Many times I sat in court wishing I was prosecuting the case, I promise you.
Okay, Bob.
I should have got a law degree.
You should have got a law degree. Well, you're around the law department there in Georgia all the time. Every time you looked up, there's all these heads up there leaned down studying. If you walk by the pharmacy, the vet, or the law, all those guys and gals did was study. I mean, study. Well, as journalism majors, we had a good old time, didn't we? We went to class 3 hours a day and said, what do we do the rest of the time? But of course, look at their incomes these days versus ours, Bob.
I just know my 40 years watching cases, I sit back there and think, I tell people all the time, trials are like, they're storytellers. Whoever tells the best story normally wins.
They do?
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. When you're going in front of that jury.
There's 12 people listening to 2 stories.
Right.
And whoever tells the best story normally wins. It's all about presentation, facts. But I've seen some bad cases in my 41 years of watching court cases. I tell people all the time, you need to go watch it. It's like real life drama.
Oh, it is real life drama.
It's just really sad to watch sometimes when you just sit back there and shake your head like, this is a terrible case, terrible presentation.
Well, we all think we know more than other folks, so. We're smarter than the experts, Bob, right?
I'm just saying. Some of these
I know some of them that you've seen, you look at it sometimes and you go, what? Yeah. What's going on here? And so, I'm glad that you're continuing to follow the story here, Bob, and pass the information along to our listeners about this case. It's just very tragic. You just hate to think that, a group of kids would do this, against one of their peers, like that. Just, what were you thinking? They weren't thinking.
They weren't thinking.
No, they weren't thinking. They weren't thinking at all. And so we'll see what comes from this case as they continue to put the case together to come up with hopefully some arrests before long.
Thank God they had the decency to take him to the hospital because
he wouldn't have lived for it. It sounds like if they hadn't.
I mean, he barely survived the situation. I said it's been 3 days on that ventilator, and I said his blood alcohol was 6 times the legal limit. So it's just really a tragic story, sad story. But somebody needs to be held accountable and arrested. Can't understand why it's taking 3 weeks. But that's just me. So we'll continue to follow the story and continue to call the GBI, continue to call the DA's office, continue to find out where that case is.
Okay.
Because right now, to me, it's a head scratcher.
A head scratcher. It's a head scratcher for Bob. Okay.
Very disappointing.
Well, hopefully something will happen soon, Bob. Hopefully something will happen soon.
Let's hope.
You got enough law enforcement agencies involved. You got the local police, you got the GBI, the FBI, the DA's office, all doing their investigations, all the detectives and investigators doing their work, putting the case together. Apparently, it must not be as simple and as easy as it looks on the surface, right?
I'm just scratching my head. I can't figure it out.
Okay. Now we'll find out sooner or later. We'll find out sooner or later.
Maybe that's why the legislator had to pass out a law to get rid of some of these DAs.
Well, I don't know if that has anything to do with anything, but we'll see. We'll see.
As we say, elections have consequences. So,
well, just we'll see what happens with it. You got they've all got to come together. The local police, the DA's office, the FBI, the GBI, all come together. Take a look at the videos, talk to the different people, find out who there or not there, what was done, who did what, and all that kind of stuff. Try to separate the truth from the non-truth, and then come up with the right arrest of the right folks for the right charges. And sometimes, Bob, as you well know, following cases through the years, you can't make sometimes charges unless you get all the facts straight. And with this case, with the publicity, something's going to happen sooner or later. It's not something that's going to be brushed under the rug.
Yeah, we know all the interviews have been conducted.
Okay.
Right?
I don't know. I'm not involved in the investigation, Bob. If I was, I would be able to.
All the pictures are there.
Yep. So I
3 weeks, no arrest.
No 3 weeks on arrest. You've never seen that before?
Are you kidding me?
You never seen a possible crime? a crime committed, and it take a while to get all the evidence together before they come through with charges.
We don't want to go to the Ahmaud Arbery thing. We'll skip that.
Okay.
I'm just saying somebody needs to be arrested and charged in this incident. 3 weeks is ridiculous, in my opinion.
Okay. In your opinion. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens with it. All right. And somebody just texted in concerning the middle schools, because they didn't quite understand what you're saying about the middle schools there. Would they be a 6th grade team and then a 7th, 8th?
It's a 6/7, 7/8th grade.
So you'd have some 6th graders and 7th graders playing together, and then another team you'd have some 7th graders and 8th graders playing together. So two different, so the 7th grade could either play down or up.
like I said, the goal is to make sure sixth graders are not playing against eighth graders. That's been a big problem. Because,
Now,
like I
how
said,
does
a
this
lot of
work
sixth graders don't get
against
to
other
play.
schools? Do they have teams like this
They have
that
other
we've
middle
never
school.
had before?
They have other middle school teams.
So the other schools do have these teams. Now, I guess when Arthur Williams and Martha Puckett have played these out of town teams before, with all three grades, I don't wonder which team they played. Did they play the 6th, 7th, or did they play the 7th, 8th?
It says right here, currently there are no 6th, 7th grade schedules for middle school athletics.
Okay, so there's none for that currently. Okay. All right. So that's when someone just texted in and had that question there. So just trying to answer their question for them. You can always text in questions and comments to 912-427-3711.
Like I said, we'll get Coach McDonald, Coach Shaw in the Butch and Bob show the next couple of days to go over the proposal, and they can explain it better than I can.
Yeah. Sounds like a real good idea to me. We'll see what the school board decides to do. All right, Taste of Wayne tonight at Coastal Pines. Bob, you getting your outfit together, getting ready to go?
I don't have an outfit. I don't have a hat. I'll be there.
You don't have some fancy threads to put on there to go to the Taste of Wayne on Derby night?
No.
No?
I wasn't even getting to go. Like I said, due to
You
the
were
schedule.
going to go anyway. It was just going to be
It's
late.
going to go late. Yeah. But I have to come from the ballpark, so I ain't getting dressed up. I promise you that.
All right.
I'll be a little bit more dressed up than I would be coming from the ball game.
Oh, no doubt about that.
But I don't have a fancy outfit.
No fancy outfit. No light colorful.
I'm looking forward to
suit.
the event, though. Like I said, I always enjoy the food. Like I said, looking forward to possibly winning one of those raffles. Like I said, I got some raffle tickets for those drawings: $250, $500, $750, or $1,000. Dina promised she's going to pull my ticket for the $1,000, so I feel good. Got my fingers crossed anyway. It'll be a nice little prize. But
well, we know how many of these raffles you've won in the past, so you've got a real good chance. The odds are in your favor.
Right.
Sooner or later, you got to win, Bob.
0 for 1,000. Odds are in my
At
favor.
least 1,000.
Got to hit sometime, right?
May the odds ever be in your favor.
Let's hope.
All right, Taste of Wayne tonight at Coastal Pines Technical College. You can still contact the chamber today if you'd like to go at 427-2028, 427-2028. Taste of Wayne tonight with many local restaurants there, and you can go around the room and taste their different items they have cooked up for you there on the tables. They got the silent auction going on, the regular auction going on. They're going to have the virtual horse races, 3 of those. And just so much going on there. You'll just have a great time. And you get to go home with a souvenir cup.
And we'll have all the winners for you tomorrow. I said they get those prizes: best taste, best presentation. That out of time judges come to make those decisions. They got people's choice. I think they give you,
Yeah, you
they
put
always
it in
have
one of the
that,
little
right, yeah.
buckets there, containers, and when you like the best. So they got the judges one, they'll pick, and then you got presentation. You got all different kind of awards they give out at the Taste of Wayne.
Yeah.
But a fun fundraiser for the Chamber of Commerce and to showcase several of our area restaurants. Some of them we've never even heard of before. So it'll be good to go there and find out what's going on, Bob.
I said the high school culinary class is going to be there, so I said looking forward to seeing what all they've got presented. So
yeah, so find out what they're teaching there at the culinary classes at Wayne County High School. Never heard of that, and it's new for us.
I'm sure it'll be good.
If it's free food, but Bob, most of the time it is good.
Yeah, free's the best part.
Free, well, yeah, free. Yeah, say free, you still got to pay to get in, and you're going to eat a lot more than you normally. And it's a fundraiser, for the Chamber of Commerce. But there's so much else to do. You got that raffle tickets for the $1,000, $750, the $500, and just so much going on there. A lot of different people and merchants and businesses have donated items to be auctioned off with the silent auction and auctions, and then you get to participate in the horse races. You'll have information on every single horse.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, you'll look down the booklet, and say, all right, this horse has done this horse has done that, and from all that information, you'll pick out the horse that you think is going to win.
Looking forward to the lady hat contest. That'll be fun.
Oh, yeah, the ladies going to have many of those. Now, you don't have to have the hats, but many of the ladies will have those derby-style hats on tonight.
Not to go around and just judge the hats myself and just tell me what I think is going to be the winner. I'll announce my hat winner
You're an
tomorrow.
expert on hats, Bob.
Sure. As good as anybody else.
As good as anybody else. It's all personal preference, right,
I
Bob?
can look and say that's a pretty hat.
They're not a good hat or a bad hat.
Yeah.
Yes,
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. Looking to see all the outfits tonight. So
It starts at 6.
6
Goes
o'clock,
to 10.
6 to 10.
6
at
to 10.
Coastal Pines Technical College. Again, tickets are still available. So if you want to get a ticket, they still have some at the chamber.
Okay.
It should be a fun night. What's the weather for you? It's going to rain all day.
Well, we got that 80% chance of showers today, this afternoon, and 60% tonight. So.
That's why they moved the game from.
Oh, yeah. They've been calling for rain on
storm.
Thursday, big time, pretty much all the week. And it'll be moved out by tomorrow morning, then become partly sunny tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, I heard tomorrow's going to be a nice day.
Yeah, become partly sunny tomorrow, but this has been the forecast for several days now here. And that's the reason why they did move Thursday, because we do have that 80% chance of showers today, possible thunderstorms, possible gusty wind, decreasing to a 60% tonight. So, you can, park close and walk quickly if it happens to be raining at the time you go in. I don't know what's going to be doing at 6, but we do have that 80% today, 60% tonight, then moving out tomorrow morning, becoming partly sunny sometime tomorrow. Saturday's going to be gorgeous. Finally, a Saturday with sunny weather. But Sunday, we got some more clouds moving back in on Sunday with a 50% chance on Sunday. But Saturday, finally, a good-looking Saturday. Seems like every week the thing's been Saturday rain. But good-looking Saturday this week. Well, anything else in your mind this morning, Bob?
Don't think so.
All right. Bob, have a good day. All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup has been brought to you by O'Quinn & Associates, Murphy Builder Supply, Vans Barbecue, and by First Southern Bank.